Fellas, things are moving. We are getting closer and closer to the promised land, and the more we step forward, the brighter the future looks. Recently, Bandai Namco trademarked the title Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections, which I've said this before that trademarks don't necessarily mean much if all the companies are aiming towards is legally claiming ownerships of titles in case other companies choose to claim that exact title for a different project. But do keep in mind that the last time Bandai trademarked something, namely One Piece Odyssey, it eventually led to the announcement of a game of the same name. So even if it takes months to be made official, I think this gives us a pretty good indication. Also, I've seen some edgelords saying that this is for a mobile game. Motherfucker, it has Storm in the title. You are smoking if you think this is a mobile game. I've also seen some people speculating that this might be a spin-off Storm similar to Generations and Revolution. And the thing is, I'm not sure if I buy into that. I'm actually still inclined to believe that this will be akin to the mainline Storm game in terms of having a compelling story campaign. However, they're not going to title it Storm 5 because that would imply that it's a continuation of Storm 4, which is not. Storm 4 represents the end of Shippuden, and based off of some of the information that we've gathered, it's possible that they will revamp the gameplay, possibly even changing or modifying the engine. So to put this alongside Storm 4 in terms of being mainline entry is a bit unfitting. Though then again, maybe they will cut back on the story mode, which I think would be a bad idea, but it really depends on what vision Bandai and CC2 have. Now I'm actually going to write a follow-up video, maybe even more than one, talking about some of the things that I would like to see and what we could expect as far as features and game modes. But today I want to more so talk about releases because in earlier videos I said that the game would get announced during Jump Festa and that it would likely come out in the fall of 2023. I don't think I believe that anymore. You see, a couple of months ago, Senju Japan said that CyberConnect 2 were implementing something big that would cause the game to get pushed back a couple of months. And nowadays, when people ask Senju when the game will get announced, he now says that it'll be either this year or next year. And as far as the game's release date, that one I'm honestly completely clueless. And I say this because apparently even the companies themselves don't know. The only clue we may have for when the game could come out is a YouTube short that Senju uploaded a while back, which was actually a clip from an older video that he uploaded, and he titled the short New Naruto Game 2023. Does that mean anything? I have no idea, but right now this is the only clue we have when it comes to its release. However, I will say one thing, if this does get pushed back to 2024, this might not necessarily be a bad thing, depending on what Bandai Namco might have planned for complementary content. You see, recently a new bundle was released on Steam for a collection of Naruto games. Now, because Storm Revolution was added to the bundle, a lot of people think this means that Storm Generations will get ported to the PC, and maybe even from modern consoles. I'm not gonna entertain this theory because, honestly, I don't know. Now, don't get me wrong, if that happened, I'd buy them. Fuck, that would give me the perfect opportunity to compare all of the remasters with the original versions emulated on RPCS3. That would be pretty cool. However, I don't feel too confident about this. To be frank, this just looks like a generic bundle containing all of the Naruto games ported to the PC, including Shinobi Striker, so I can't envision Storm Generations receiving a remaster just for this reason alone, but I won't discount that so soon, especially because I have another theory for something that I'm a little more inclined to believe that it could be real. At the very least, it should be real, otherwise it's literally false advertisement. So recently, I bought this piece of shit bundle disc containing both Storm 4 and Shinobi Striker, and the main reason why I bought this, even though I already have both those games, well, at least Storm 4. Shinobi Striker, not really, it's a PlayStation Plus game, but whatever. I bought this because there was a tag at the bottom for PlayStation 5 upgrade available. Now, I was very curious because I knew for a fact that none of these games had a PS5 version. Trust me, if there were, I would have known immediately. So I already knew this was bullshit, but I bought it anyway because I wanted to witness Sony lying to my face just for my own amusement. And after installing both games, I was able to confirm that, yeah, there's no PS5 upgrade. At first, I just boiled this down to nothing more than bad printing, but after some further thinking, this might not be misleading if we're under the assumption that they could be planning for something in the future. To explain what I mean, let's say Storm Connections really does get pushed to 2024, or God forbid 2025. Now, very recently, when RGG Studios announced 3 new games that we wouldn't be seeing until the next few years, they also announced that the 2 Judgment games were available on Steam the day the summit was broadcast. Now, I'm just gonna say it right now, this is pure speculation. This is my own bullshit conspiracy theory at play, and I'm probably wrong, but from the bottom of my heart, I actually believe that Storm 4 or Shinobi Striker, or preferably both, are getting PS5 remasters. Because if they're not gonna do that, then Sony and Bandai Namco are literally lying to us and they need to redesign their covers because this is just blatantly false information. Although apparently this isn't unprecedented because I decided to do a bit of research and apparently there was some controversy that occurred with a game called Vampire the Masquerade Swansong, in which one of the covers sold advertised that the disc would provide a PS5 upgrade, but it never did. A customer ended up reaching out to PlayStation support and it confirmed after contacting the developer that the game, despite what it said on the cover that he bought, doesn't actually come with a PlayStation 5 upgrade. Although I should note that there are some key differences between the two. For one, the Vampire game actually does have a PS5 version, they just simply don't give it to the customer when you buy the disc. And from what I understand, the official covers aren't even supposed to come with the PS5 upgrade available tag printed. But in this instance, not only are there no PS5 versions for either of these games, and the other thing is, my disc isn't the only one that comes with the PS5 upgrade tag. I've checked this in other regions and promotional material. They all say PS5 upgrade available, and I think it would be really absurd for Bandai Namco, billions of dollars in net worth, would let this slip under covers if it wasn't intentional. I think they are planning something. Otherwise, this needs to be addressed by them in a public manner because if they're not gonna deliver what they're promising, they are literally lying to us. I think what makes me particularly interested in this theory is that I had never heard about this bundle until very recently, and I think it's because this was only released as physical media last month. It's not even available in digital stores, so maybe that's why this is tinkling my tinfoil hat, but if I'm allowed to spread an unsubstantiated theory at least once on my channel, this would be it. But yeah, those are my brief thoughts on this topic. In summary, a new Storm game is coming, I never doubted that, but now I truly believe without a shadow of a doubt that it's happening. And if you still want to die on the hill insisting that it's not in development, I mean, go ahead, but let me tell you, you are struggling to win the argument. You are now on the losing side, so before it's too late, you can convert to our side of believers instead of the edgelord skeptics. As far as the announcement, either at the end of the year or sometime during the first half of next year. Release dates, I have no predictions, and as far as complementary material, I'm inching towards the Storm 4 and Shinobi Striker remaster for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, and maybe also for Generations Revolution, but I'm not holding off too much hope for that. Anyway, that's all I have to share. Sayonara.